Yes, you guys, what you all saying? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lines CV, and welcome to another News Daily video. Now, in today's video, I will be discussing Morata making his permanent move to Atletico Madrid. I'll be talking about Musonda returning back to Vitesse. I'll be talking about Ruben signing a new 5-year deal, as well as talking about Lampard's first training sessions and how this pre-season preparation is going to look like. But before I get into that, today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball app. Download the OneFootball app to get access to all the latest developments happening during pre-season and this summer. It's a great hub to have, so if you guys do want that, it will be in the link in the description below. First story for today, and yes, Alvaro Morata has completed his move to Atletico Madrid. Now, both clubs did reveal this announcement through their official websites, but I am going to be focusing on Atletico Madrid's announcement because that was a lot more sexier compared to ours. Immediately, Atletico Madrid confirmed that they came to an agreement on July the 1st, and to continue their very honest approach, Atletico Madrid said that they were kind of forced to have to buy Morata because there was a recall option installed in the original deal, and we threatened to recall him back if Atletico Madrid didn't cough up the money. Now, Atleti have finally done that, but it's quite interesting to know how this deal is actually going to work. Now, what's going to happen is that Morata will be joining Atleti for another season's loan, but once that 1-year loan's over, Atletico Madrid are going to have to pay the full amount of money to sign Alvaro Morata. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions, and this was the best move for all parties involved. Morata got what he wanted, Atleti got what they wanted, and most importantly, we won. We got rid of Alvaro Morata. We got all the money back that we originally spent to sign this guy in the first place. And with what Matt Law is saying, it seems like we might have earned a bit more money on this deal than we originally expected. Now, for some of you guys that might be wondering, why have we done the deal in the way we did? Atletico Madrid have just signed João Felix for 130 million. They haven't sold Griezmann just yet. They're waiting to do that. Last night they released their reasoning in regards to the issue surrounding them and Griezmann. I'd say find it online, you guys, and read it. That was really big news. But getting back to the story, when you understand that Atletico Madrid just don't have the money right now to get this deal done, it was going to have to come down to thinking outside the box, and the conclusion to this deal made the most logical sense. Now, good luck to Morata. I've always said from the start, I was never excited about his signing. I always felt that he wasn't going to suit us. You have to realise we really fumbled the bag when we tried to sign Lukaku. Morata was like a panic decision. Conte thought we might be using a 3-5-2 predominantly throughout the season. He realised very early that that wasn't really going to work, and when you consider that we might be using 3-5-2 and Morata does his best work working alongside another player playing close to him, you could see that once the 3-5-2 went, it was going to be a matter of time before Morata started to decline. Now, this wasn't smooth sailing for the player. We need to accept that his back injury really messed up a ton of his plans. And they got messed up because Morata forced himself to play through the pain. He wasn't able to perform. The fans started to pressurize him and turn against him in that sense because he wasn't performing as well as he should have. That's how the decline started in the first place. When Morata came back, the damage had already been inflicted. He didn't have that confidence. He didn't have the confidence from his teammates either. And most importantly, he didn't have that confidence in himself. Now, would you say that Morata was a flop? I think it would be very harsh to say that. At the same time, that doesn't mean that he was decent for us. For me, I'd have to say that he was below average. However, this is always going to happen if you keep signing strikers that don't complement the team's setup or the players or their play style. I mean, we do this every single time. We've only had, 3 good strikers since Roman's taken over? Drogba, Anelka, and Diego Costa. I mean, that's not good enough. You look at a club like Atletico Madrid, every single time they replace a striker, they get a great one coming in to replace him. We're not able to do that, and it's like, is it the scouting? Is it the players we're looking at? Is it managers? I just don't know, but hopefully now, with Mitchell back, Giroud and Tammy Abrahams, they might have the season where they can develop, they can grow, they can improve, because I feel like all 3 of those strikers would complement how Lampard would like the team to set up. But anyway, good luck to Morata, and yeah, moving straight into the second story for today, we need to talk about Lampard's first training session as our new official manager. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I still have a smile on my face. It still feels surreal that Lampard is really our manager right now, and I have to admit, the guy looks very good. Now, yesterday, the squad did travel to Dublin to start their pre-season tour. A 22-man squad list was announced for the pre-season tour, and there were a lot of very notable squad members that Lampard's taken with us for pre-season. Most notably, guys like Kurt Zouma, guys like Drinkwater, Bakayoko. Lewis Baker has another opportunity again, which is great news for the player, and from things I've been hearing, people behind the scenes at the club still rate the player. They still feel that technically he's very good. So pre-season for Lewis Baker is going to be very big because it's either going to determine his next loan club or whether he might be able to stay with us. Continuing on, and a lot of academy players have been taken with us for this pre-season tour, which is great news, and it's everything that Lampard's been talking about. Lampard has been saying that he wants to combine the experience with the academy players, which is the best strategy in my personal opinion. And it's just nice to know that efforts won't be in vain. If you perform well, you have the opportunity to get game time for yourself. And I think Lampard's the first manager we've had since Roman's taken over that's really put this message out there to the squads to let them know you can fight for your places. Now, we know that managers constantly say this every single time. Sarri was famous for saying these types of things and not really fulfilling them as much. However, for me, I really feel as if Lampard really means it, and this is the start of good things to come. Now, training sessions are being taking place in the Carlton House facility, very famous for, world-class training facilities. And so far during pre-season training sessions, the focus has mainly been on a lot of warm-ups, fitness work, and small drills mainly consisting of accurate quick movement and short passes. And to wrap things up, the dreaded ice bath treatment sessions are there, and as you guys can see from Danny Drinkwater, it's not looking too good. But anyway, of course, with today's training sessions, the emphasis is going to be on working out in the gym. It is pre-season, so the players have to get fully fit. They need to get their bodies on point because seasons are very vigorous when you play at this level, and things are looking very good. Now, I'll give my thoughts and opinions on what's happening, and with Frank Lampard, anyone that's between 17 to 32 has been made aware that they're able to fight for a place in this team. I was touching upon that beforehand, but really, it is a great message. It is a great opportunity, and it's the best motivator. It's the best motivator because we play our first game on Wednesday, and of course, you guys, I'm gonna have the match review there, the first match review for the next season, so make sure you're there on Wednesday night. It seems like the vibes during pre-season are very good right now. I mean, you can imagine that with Lampard returning back to the club. That's gonna be a massive psychological boost for a lot of players there. It's a great opportunity for guys to win a place back, to start being taken more seriously, and to hopefully try and fight for their futures at this club. And Lampard is doing everything the right way so far. It makes a lot of sense to want to combine youth with experience because this season you're going to have to rely upon the old experienced players. We can't expect every young player to make it straight into the team. So we basically have a first 11 consisting of academy players. I mean, that's not going to be happening right now. It's not realistic. Everything's going to be in stages. There's a plan happening, and that's what Lampard's building towards. Now, continuing on with the good news, Ruben has officially announced his new deal with the club. He has signed a 5-year deal, and really at this point, it's not really news. I've covered this already before, but there are some interesting points that were released today. Now, I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff that Ruben was talking about in his announcement. And Ruben said that he's happy to be here for another 5 years, and from times when he was a kid, he never realized that he could get to this point in his career. He's happy that all his hard work has finally paid off, and all he wants to do right now is continue winning and continue building his success. Now, Marina said that Ruben is seen as a very important member for the squad, and they see him as someone that's going to benefit the club for many years to come. She said that Ruben is proof that this academy is fantastic, and under Frank Lampard, she believes that he can become a very key and important player. Now, I'll give my thoughts and opinions on this deal, and I've been saying this throughout last season. For me, Ruben does replace Eden Hazard. And I say this in the sense that he replaces Hazard from the point of a talismanic view. You know, Ruben is our new talisman. Whenever he played, he'd improve the players. The players look more confident. And I say this because whenever he played, the team improved. And that's the same effect that Hazard had on the team. And I expect this to continue under Ruben. And I'm really happy for the guy because you don't understand the amount of sacrifices he's made, the amount of hard work, the never say die attitude. I mean, this guy's only ambitions has been to make it playing for us. As a club, we made it extremely difficult to give Ruben that platform to push on and to make a name for himself with us. And for me, this is why I'll always be in gratitude to Maurizio Sarri. Honestly, it's amazing the come up that Ruben's made. I can cast my mind back to just a few years ago when this fan base was so vocal towards their dissent of Ruben. It was always about he's too lazy, he doesn't have the right attitudes, he's not willing to learn, he's overrated, blah 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 blah. And I find it so disappointing just how cynical fans of this club can be towards their academy. I just don't understand how this has become a thing. For me, it just speaks volumes in regards to fan support in the modern era. But Ruben is testament to the fact that hard work does pay off. Now that Ruben has officially announced his new contract signing, we're just waiting for guys like Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi and Reece James. And I'm telling you guys this all now, they're all going to be signing new deals. This really isn't breaking news in that sense. And Chelsea have plans for all these guys. I've been told that they believe that these players in particular have the potential to have a market value worth more than 250 million. They're seen as the cream of the crop. And it's great to know that the club have finally woken up. They've finally woken up in regards to the quality that we possess already. They're creating the platform, you know, by hiring a Frank Lampard who wants to use youth players and incorporate them into the first team. We're doing all the right steps, and yeah, it does feel surreal because I never thought this club would get to this stage, but we're finally doing it, and may it continue, may it long continue. Now to wrap up with the final story of the day, that's in regards to Charly Musonda, and yes, he will be returning back to Vitesse for another loan. Now this makes a ton of sense because Musonda has been out for a year because of a knee injury, and it is quite sad in that sense that Musonda's career is being jeopardized right now by injury issues. And yeah, hopefully now that he is going to be returning back to Vitesse, he is going to be playing, he is going to get his body to be conditioned back to being fully match fit. I hope his body does get acclimatized to the rigors of modern day football. This really is a great opportunity for Musonda. Most times when things like this happen, the loan club doesn't want to bring back the player, but it really is testament to the abilities that Musonda has. And a lot of people still feel very confident that, injury permitting, he is going to fulfill all his potential and still make a name for his career. Now, you know, when it's come to his career, we have to look at what happened at Real Betis and also what happened at Celtic. And for me, it's always come down to managers. Unfortunately, he's worked alongside Gus Poyet, who never knew what he was doing at Real Betis. I mean, this guy ended up using a formation that didn't use wingers, even though the squad had a lot of wingers in the team. So immediately it was off to a bad start. At times he was using 6 at the back, so that was crazy. And Real Betis stopped playing football. And then when it comes to Celtic, after Brendan Rodgers gasped Musonda for time, promising him X, Y and Z, at the end of the day, Rodgers and his weird management style ended up messing things up for Musonda at Celtic. And for Rodgers, I can kind of understand it. He's thinking that, you know what, you're here on an 18-month contract, the season ends in about 4 or 5 months. I want to end this season using the players that have gotten us to this stage right now. Next season, you are going to play more, you are going to be in our plans, but for Musonda, that's not good enough because the guy is very ambitious. He wants to make a name for himself. He wants to play. And that's why he signed for you guys in the first place, with the promise of playing. Not this nonsense about using him for the following season. And I really wanted to paint these stories to really just let you guys know just how difficult it can be whenever you sign for clubs on loan. It's never smooth sailing. They always lie. They always have ulterior motives. And unfortunately, Musonda has always had to pay the price for that. But now that he's going to Vitesse, hopefully with that stability, he is going to grow. I think that he's going to do bits in the Eredivisie, and good luck to him. But anyway, you guys, that's going to be me for today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.